As I am, back with another video. So today I just want to tell you a quick story about how last week I got scammed. So what happened is just around the Four Ways area, I was going to do my normal grocery, and then in the parking lot, I see a guy driving a black Bentley, a nice looking black Bentley, and he's also black. So I just decided, let me approach him. You know, we get inspired by people like that usually. So I approach him. I tell him that I compliment his car. It's like he looks genuine, like he looks upbeat, like a free flowing kind of guy. So I'm not thinking anything at this point about him. So we chatted up, and then when I ask for his numbers, he's like, he's fine. He gives me his number, and then I WhatsApp him right afterwards. When I WhatsApp him right after I introduce myself, I tell him I read somewhere, watched something that said that if you meet someone is that's done good in life financially then you don't lose nothing by getting the time. So I'm like, I propose that um, let's meet up when he has time. I don't expect him to say we can meet up anytime this week or anything like that, because with people that like wealthy business people, they normally don't have time or instantly don't have time for that. So I'm like, whenever you have time, please, I would be honored to host you, like at any restaurant here around, for lunch. It's on me, just to get the nuggets, man. I'm expecting things like from him when I meet him, when I'm at the table with him, so that I get a chance to get to ask questions. So he agrees quickly, very quickly. He says we can do that in 30 minutes. Like, okay, no, I didn't expect that kind of a response very quickly. But I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. 30 minutes later, I tell him that, yeah, I'm already at the restaurant, because I can't mess with a rich person's time. So I'm right there 25 minutes later, not even 30 minutes later. Then I tell him I'm at the parking lot. Where are you? So he's like, I'm on my way. And then exactly at the time we had said, he's there. All right. Then now we are at the restaurant, we're at the table, and then now I get the chance to now ask him questions, how, like, what does it take to be the successful? What kind of business does he do? What advice can he give to me? Things like that. And then yeah, he is very chatty. Like, I notice how chatty he is. Um, and is on a call every 15 to 30 minutes, is on a call with someone, like very busy, chit-chatty person. And it's like it's very easy to get along with him. And then he tells me about his businesses. Now then, and then what he says is that during our conversation is like, um, do you have a company? I'm like, no, I don't have a registered company as yet. He's like, no, don't worry about that. By the end of this conversation, or by the end of the day, you'd have a company registered. I'm like, yeah, sharp, you know, excited now. I'm like, yeah, I finally get someone who can guide me through this business world, things like that. And then he calls this guy, tells him, how long would it take for? Okay, he's like, I'm with my guy here. I like him. I want to empower the youth, something like that. How long will it take for him to for you to register a company for him? It's like I think the guy said by tomorrow he'll have a company. I'm all excited now. And then he's like, and then he asked him how much that would be. You know, like we're in Jersey, so to get process like that, expedited like that, um, it costs money. That's something I would expect. And then he mentions his amount, and then fine. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's fine. I'll because I didn't have my phone, the one that has a bank app on it. I didn't have it with me, so I told him I'll just. Or he suggested that I can just withdraw the money and then give it to him. You know. So I just want to highlight something about during that time. I'm not very wary or very cautious about things like that. Now that I look back in hindsight, I'm like, that's not a normal way of doing it. Like just to, and then that he suggests that. But at that moment, I was like, in some way, he's looking out for me. He wants things to be done, very quickly. Like, yeah, that's what I would expect from people who have made it. Like, they don't have time to waste, and they are used to things happening very quickly. Fine. Withdraw the money, give it to him, and then he drives off, tells me that he'll drive off and go and what? What did he say? I think he said he will transfer it himself from his account. Then the cash would be the amount of money that he will transfer to the guy, something like that. So I'm like, yeah, fine. And then later, Nyana phones me. It's like I'm at the bank because I wanted to deposit the money into the guy's account. And then there's a long queue here. Um, what? I'm like, okay. And then he's like, would you then say transfer the money? I'll send you the banking details to the other guy. So in addition to the money I gave him cash, he now wants me to transfer the money. I know it sounds very like now that you know, it feels like I was dazed, but I wasn't. It's just that when you see a guy driving your dream car. I think that was his selling point. That was where I was sold. Even before he said anything to me, I was sold by that. So just the fact that I aspired to be in his position financially, I fell for anything he said, type shit. And then I transfer the money. Fine. All those red flags. That's the first day. Second day, text him. Oh, we had agreed that the next day we'll meet in the afternoon, just like the day when we met. It's like sharp. The next day, quiet. The whole day, the dude is quiet. When I text him, it's like, I'll get back to you somewhere, blah blah blah. And then what he does, this is where I see the expertise of a con artist. He calls his doctor, and it's an actual doctor because I confirmed it when I googled him. Gives the doctor for the phone, and then I speak to the doctor about something that we had spoken about the day before, and that the doctor, like, he's a genuine, like, he's a doctor. I could tell he's a doctor by his knowledge and what we spoke about because it's very specialized knowledge. I think that's how they lure you more, because you already lured you. Dog. I've already fallen for most things that would be red flags normally to me. Fine. And then at afternoon, 5 o'clock, he calls me now. video calls me. He's in a table with other guys. He shows them, and then he's like, when I'm fit to, I said something to you yesterday and you ignored me. I'm like, no, I didn't ignore nothing. I know for sure, because anything he said, especially in the first day, I would have taken and I would have done. That's how ready I feel to have a mentor, a coach that has done it, that has walked the path. I would do anything that that person would say. And then I'm like, no, you said nothing that I didn't do. And then he takes me a while on the video call because he was with three other guys. And then he takes me, says, loan me 2K. That's when it hit me. That's when it hit me that no, man, nah, this dog is a scammer, you know? This dog has scammed me for sure. Because from all that he said, I know he also mentioned that he reinvests all the amount of money that he gets, and he gets his money once a year, something like that. I don't know how things work with successful people, but I fell for that also. So, but I could tell, no man, you can't be that broke, man. Don't have 2,000 rands. And I tell him, nah, I don't have that, man. And then he persists. He's like, okay, make it 700. I'm like, nah, for sure. This nigga's like, for sure he doesn't have nothing. Yeah, I understand. And then from then on, uh, he like even when we speak now about the company, or he's saying that my company is already registered. He has the original documents with him. I'm like, okay, send me photos of that, because let me just see them. And he's like, okay, I'll send them shortly. That was 2 days ago. He hasn't sent them even now. Yeah, until now we haven't spoken. And good thing is I made peace with it. Like I made peace with it as soon as I realized that, nah, bro, he played me, and that was good game. It was like, as a con artist, I think that's where the artist part of the word con artist comes from. Like, he was very good with how he did his things, and he said his like he promised me things. Like, I got raised, bro, you know. Yeah, so that's the end of my story. That's how I got scammed about 3K in just a day. And also, just to make you know, I am not the gullible kind of person. Like, I'm very, like, if you say something and I don't believe it, I normally don't believe nothing. So I go to Google every time when someone says something, especially when it sounds dodgy, you know. So for him to catch someone like me, I just I just can imagine how many other people has done this to. I won't, because I also have pictures of him, and I was with him. I was just taking them just to show my brothers that this is the person that's gonna help us, things like that. But I don't want to expose him there like that, because also if he's someone who's like, it looks like he needed that money, because the day after he also was asking for more money, so he's probably in a tight space. But yeah, that's how it happened. So just look out, people. People, just look out for people who seem like they're fine, but aren't, especially if you don't know them. Um, I know normally you wouldn't just fall for most of the things that happened to me, especially because he's a stranger, but also he didn't come to me. I approached him when we first spoke at the parking lot. I approached him because that's how I, like, normally do. Like a brother to a brother. How's it going? I'm that type of dude. You know. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm fine, man. That was last week. Made peace with everything, and I hope he's fine. I hope he doesn't fall into yeah, like prison or something like that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you. See you on the next one.